Malami fighting a lost battle. He cannot win this case. The judgment of Court of Appeal that discharged and acquitted Nnamdi Kanu still subsists. His hatred for Nnamdi Kanu will not change anything. Malami fighting a lost battle. And we understand because they are being supported by some Igbo leaders in the southeast region. Nnamdi Kanu's family. And this was stated by Nnamdi Kanu's younger brother, Kanu Emmanuel. President Muhammadu Buhari-led government has filed 7 amended charges bordering on treasonable felony before Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court, Abuja, against the IPOB leader, the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. The court also fixed Monday for Kanu's lawyers and the federal government's prosecution team to address the court based on the ongoing case between the IPOB leader and the indigenous people and the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. The amended charge marked FHC/ABJ/CR/383/2015 was entered before the Federal High Court in Abuja and contained on earlier sustained allegations against the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu. Sahara reporters had reported that the Appeal Court Division, Abuja, had in October 13th discharged Nnamdi Kanu of the 15-count terrorism charges brought against him by the federal government. The appellate court, in a unanimous decision, faltered the process through which Kanu was brought before the Federal High Court to answer to a 15-count terrorism charge. Justice Adetunde, who read the judgment of the 3-man panel, noted that there was nowhere the federal government should it comply with the procedures of the extradition of the IPOB. The court, in a unanimous judgment, held that such extraordinary rendition without hindrance to due processes of the law was a gross violation of all international conventions, treaties, protocols, and guidelines that Nigeria is a signatory to, as well as a breach of the appellant's fundamental human rights. Then the appellate court further held that the government failed to refute the allegation that the IPOB leader was in Kenya and that he was adopted and brought back to the country without any extradition processes. On that ground, the appellate court held that the government was silent on the issue, which it described as a very pivotal in determining whether the trial court would still have the jurisdiction to continue with the criminal proceedings before it. The appellate court judges held that the Nigerian government's action turned the entire proceedings it initiated against Kanu and amounted to an abuse of criminal prosecution in general. The 3-man judge therefore held thus, the court will never shy away from calling the executive to order when it tilts towards executive recklessness. It accused the government of engaging in a serious abuse of power. Meanwhile, the federal government has appealed the appellate court before the Supreme Court. As a result of the amended charges, it's to be urged whether the federal government could proceed to rearrange the IPOB leader on the amended charges despite the October 13th judgment. However, the Federal High Court, in the new amended charges, alleged that Kanu had issued a deadly threat via a broadcast held and received across the country that anyone who disobeyed a sit-at-home order in the southeastern state should write his or her own will. It also contended that the resulting effect of the broadcast had caused banks, schools, markets, shopping malls, fuel stations in the eastern state parts of the country to shut down their businesses' operations, affecting citizens and leading to grounding of vehicular movement. All these charges have been struck out by the Court of Appeal. I don't really know what the Nigerian government is up to this time around. All these charges they are counting has been struck out. They are not bringing it back. So they are going back to tell the Federal High Court in Abuja that the charges that has been struck out by the appeal court should be brought back against Nnamdi Kanu. Nigerians can now see that Malami is just being biased. You understand? He is not happy that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was just discharged like that. He wanted more, or what can I say, a kind of punishment to be meted on Nnamdi Kanu. That is why he's disappointed with the appeal court. It did not take him anything to discharge those, to transfer those judges, that ruled in the favor of the IPOB leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Everybody knows this. You understand? You know that you have no case against this man. You are still fighting very hard to make sure you execute what you have in your mind. But that will bring, Nigeria to nothing. I'm dropping it so you can share your thoughts below the comment section. Thank you.